Hey guys, it's Matt. I just came across this. I'm going to do this on the fly, so there'll be no production value, but the information is more important than the production value. Like I mentioned in the last video, this spare bedroom isn't exactly Disney Studios. But I came across this channel. This is the very definition of a graduated animal farm, in my opinion. A total shill channel. You have 860,000 subs, which is impossible if the information is legitimate. As usual, you have the cutesy presentation, the fast edits, the cutesy little picture. It appears more like a production than it does somebody trying to communicate real truth. There's no honesty in the presentation. Let's just go through some of this stuff again on the fly. Now, one of the ways it does it, it's loaded with conspiracy to attract people that are skeptical of this reality like us. But it gives you just a little bit to wet your whistle, but it in the end, if you read through the lines, all it does is confirm the official stories. So, moon mission canceled again. Anyone else, what does it say? Surprised or something like that? Let's click on this one.
Yeah.
Let's get through the damn ad.
Excuse me.
Is that this guy just assumed office
All right.
asset management spending our billions of dollars in taxpayer money on.
Pyramid.
You may have seen the headlines go around the world this weekend on how NASA has once again canceled another mission to go to the moon. And
Okay, well, at first, of course, this guy's on our side. He's talking about how NASA is just canceled 50 years later. They've canceled more missions to go to the moon. And when we come across a video like this, we immediately interpret it as, well, he's obviously going to say they keep pushing back the goalpost because it's obvious they never went. But he never comes to that conclusion, of course. Somebody that totally thinks we went to the moon, see, isn't thinking that coming across this video. They're just saying, yeah, how come they keep pushing back the timeline? Why don't we go back? Fully convinced that we went there in the first place. So it's like doublespeak. It gives both types of viewers, both types of eyes, what they want. Not if you can totally see through this bullcrap like you and I can. But
this,
let's
of
just keep
course,
going.
involved the Prospector rover mission, which was going to conduct experiments as a direct precursor to sending make about this situation.
Okay, they put it right in a pyramid. Why would anybody that's trying to present truth? I don't know exactly what that creepy thing is on the back of the dollar bill, but I'll assure you I'm not going to use anything that resembles it in my presentations. I understand it's creepy, therefore it will stay away from what I present. So the edits, the constant cut edits, watch.
And I'm also going to share with you the actual person involved in NASA management who canceled this mission. Now, like I said, NASA scientists are absolutely shocked that this mission was canceled, and they were...
See, okay, just there. NASA scientists are absolutely shocked. It's just the message, whether someone's consciously aware of it or not, it just reinforces that everything's legitimate. NASA scientists are legitimate. They desperately want to go to the moon. Or he does float that, oh, well, he believes we went to the moon, but of course the way this is presented is it keeps people that think we didn't go to the moon interested. People that are convinced we didn't go, well, this guy's still on our side. You know, it's very, very ingenious sort of doublespeak.
Received no explanation as to why. All they were told is that this same rover and the instruments on it will be included on the next mission to go, so, oh, don't worry.
The next mission to go implies there already was one, when of course there wasn't.
This will get done. It's just that we don't have any type of future date or planning mission. We're going to go, and they just keep canceling it, and canceling it. And here we are in 2018, and we have no date or mission of any kind to send even a rover to the frickin' moon. And this is despite outstanding questions that still exist about our moon, including the origins of it and how just a year ago, scientists have discovered that the age of the moon is significantly older than they ever thought, possibly older than our solar system itself. And you may have heard me discuss in other videos other unusual things about our moon, such as the fact that they have discovered uranium-236.
See, it's just a re-emphasis of the official story. how did they discover, uranium on the moon? How did that happen? I mean, there's never questioning what NASA's presenting, where we would question everything NASA's presenting. We would say, who discovered uranium? How did you do it? Why was there a release last year that the planet Uranus smells like farts? That's a real news release, guys. If you want to Google it, your anus smells like farts, right, Steve? Inside joke. Anyway, so
as well as
it's
Neptunium
kind of it's
237.
very clever how these are put together. While even good people on our side are fooled into thinking this is legitimate. You can look at the subs by itself, and Dan from Scarab Performance and it would tell you if somebody's truly talking about truth and is saying that this world that's presented to us is mostly a fraud, which he never goes there, but those watching, that's what they're still kind of getting that impression. That's what he's doing without him actually saying it. So again, it gives all sets of eyes what they want when they watch a video like this. But if it was real truth, it would never even be close to 200,000 subs, let alone 862,000. Is it arrogant of me to literally look at the subs and say and the headlines and say shill channel? No, because there's just no possible way at 862,000 subs this could be legitimate. It would have been shut down by Big Brother a long time ago. I've been stuck at 25 to 27,000, I would say, for 8 months. 8 months. And, a lot of these guys will jump up 15, 20,000 in a day sometimes, if you look at their history. It's a joke, an absolute joke.
Which has never been found naturally on Earth. So this, of course, raises many questions. Also, the topic of lunar transient that we have placed there have indicated moonquakes, which raises many questions. I mean, is the moon not dead after all? And this, of course, ties into how so many people believe that we never went to the moon at all. And it's a pretty high percentage of people. It's larger than most people realize. And this is something that I'll definitely have to make a video on in the future. I'm going to have to spend...
Oh, he's going to push that off into the future. The in-your-face, ridiculous evidence that we have now that nobody went. I'm going to have to make a video about that in the future. I'm not going to talk about that now. I'm just going to talk about moonquakes and all this stuff about NASA's. Well, NASA's really upset that we're pushing back another moon mission. And in terms of there's a lot of people that believe we didn't go. And I'm going to talk about that in the future. Push that out. Push that goalpost out. Because, if I have to talk about it, God, there's a lot of evidence on that side. There's not a whole lot of evidence that we went. That's how this shit works. Let's go back and look at, all this sensational... excuse me, sensational type of headlines. Let's look at this one. JFK files delayed again.
Leave a comment and let me know. Decided to delay the release of the remaining classified JFK files. You may have seen the headlines going around over the last week and a half stating that President Donald Trump has sided with recommendations from the CIA and FBI to postpone the final release of these files for an additional 3 years, until at least October of 2021. In other words, guaranteeing that the government will not have released the remaining classified JFK files for 58 years after his death.
Okay. It's just a reconfirmation of the official story. It seems like he's outraged that it's been 55 years and they're not releasing the classified files, but in the presentation, the message that's delivered to people is the whole story is legitimate. Now, there are elements of the story that we don't know because these classified files need to be released. There's no legitimacy in any part of that story. There's no classified files that are going to tell us everything we need to know, but they keep, as usual, pushing back the goalpost. And if we could just get those classified files, then we'll know exactly what Castro's involvement was and exactly how Lee Harvey Oswald was working with the Russians. It implies, his presentation implies that this is all real, that there are really documents. And isn't it outrageous that they won't share it with the American people? But it legitimizes a story that is complete bullcrap. Every element of it is bullcrap, and it also will never go against the official that Lee Harvey Oswald did it. Of course, you and I know that the JFK assassination is a stage show, a complete joke, stage show of sorts. So again, it's I don't want to say it's brilliant, but in a way, for the presentation of the average person watching this, it is somewhat brilliant because it gives almost everybody watching what they want, unless you and I are look at this now and we can see the pyramid, we can see the cutesy presentation, we can just with our inner tuning fork, our inner knowing, can look at a shill like this in 2 seconds, say this guy's not out to deliver truth. That's why people like my channel. They know I'm just some schmuck here trying to get to the bottom of things. I'm not going to put on some cutesy ass presentation. Well, maybe, Matt, that's your stick, just to seem too legitimate with your hoodie. Well, whatever. Think whatever you want. I guess there's points on both sides, but this is like a vintage space presentation. Compare him to my cutesy little ex-girlfriend at Vintage Space. Now, she's going to send me a legal notice because every time I say that, I'm joking. Vintage Space was never my ex-girlfriend. I think I could be old enough to be her father. It's the same. It's the same put-on bullcrap presentation that if it was made in front of us would actually stink. See you guys.